Hello, Wellness Check Wednesdays community. We wanted to take a moment to remind you that while our podcast serves as a safe space for open discussions and sharing experiences, we are not mental health experts. This podcast is a platform for you to express your thoughts, feelings, and experiences in a judgment-free zone. Our aim is to foster connection, provide support, and create a sense of community. It's crucial to acknowledge that we are not a substitute for professional mental health advice or treatment. If you or someone you know is dealing with mental health challenges, we strongly encourage seeking guidance from qualified professionals. Remember, reaching out to mental health experts can make a significant difference. If you ever feel the need, don't hesitate to connect with a licensed therapist, counselor, or healthcare professional.
This is the Wellness Check Wednesdays podcast, a share space, a judgment-free zone, a place to meet and discuss our mental health. So let's check in.
Well. Here we are once again on our own. Nope. Do not sue me for any infringement on the song. Because I ain't got it. But here we are again, once again, another episode of the Wellness Check Wednesdays podcast, episode 41. Man, oh man, and we encourage each and everybody, especially on Wednesday, but any time that you need to, always to,
let's check in.
All right, you should know me by now, 41 episodes deep. I am your mediator of the Wellness Check Wednesdays podcast. I go by the name Brian Livingston, aka Be Live. I try to keep this train on the track. I do a horrible job at it, but we get back to where we need to do from time to time, such and whatnots and what have you. But this podcast would not be a podcast without the originators. We're going to start off first by way of Cleveland, Ohio. My man, Edwin Vereen.
So guess what I did today?
What'd you do?
I took me a mental health day. That's what I did.
You took a day off from everything?
Man, I took a day off from everything and everybody. I did a little bit of work this morning, but then I got to the point I was feeling a little run down, feeling a little tired. So I said, F it, I'm done.
Huh?
I'll pick this back up tomorrow, man. It's not life or death. It's not like, it's not life or death. And tomorrow will come and tomorrow will go, and it could wait. And what I did, I walked down the street to my favorite little watering hole and had an Oktoberfest brewski and some spinach dip and some quiet time. Nobody talked to me, nobody bothered me, and it felt pretty good. So now I came back to my apartment and just literally laid around all damn the rest of the day until now. So yeah, man, if you got hey man, from time to time, man, when you feel it, acknowledge it and take that day if you got to.
Right. I just thought about that too. We're already well into the middle of this September month.
Mm-hmm.
I've not had an Oktoberfest yet.
You gotta get one, man. It's good. Good.
Specifically a Yingling Oktoberfest, and I need that in my life. And I don't necessarily need it. I want it in my life. Y'all got me sounding like a full-blooded alcoholic. Wait a minute.
No, you're sounding like Juvenile. I want it in my life. I need it in my life. Gotta have it in my life. Don't put it in my life.
Exactly.
It's your boy Juvie.
But yes, hey, Ed, I'm glad that you were able to take that time to step away from everything, because from time to time it is needed. I thought about it on Tuesday. I was like, I just want to not do anything. But it was one of those things where I still had a lot that I needed to get done and keep pushing, keep grinding. So, but I appreciate the fact that you were able to do so. Mine is coming up real soon. With that being said, our other originator by way of the Share Studios, Kevin reached out to us earlier and said that he was going to a birthday dinner party, so he would not be able to join us this evening. But one of those things, we never want to interrupt the flow of life, and want you to enjoy those final things, especially celebrating people's birthdays and stuff like that. Those are always momentous occasions. My birthday is always a national holiday when I celebrate it, so I don't work. That's one thing for sure. I do not work on my birthday. I've worked since I turned 21, and I'm 42 years old now. I've worked 2 times on my birthday. That was when I turned 21 because they didn't give me a choice, and that ended up being a disaster, an absolute disaster. Because I mean, at the time when I was 21, I may have abused some of the adult beverages and such and such. And then there was one time a couple of years ago where I was working from home, and so it was like I can't really request my day off for my birthday, and but I did leave early, and then commenced to celebrate my birthday afterwards. Anyway, so Kev, enjoy your time with your friends and family, et cetera, and we will see you on the flip side. We're gonna take a little trip all the way to the Midwest, all the way out in Oklahoma. We've got our man Triple B, my man Brad. How you doing today, sir?
Good, good. Just working through the chaos. Still a little under the weather, but getting there, trying to get to the other side of this. Just ready for another Wednesday.
Gotcha. And we are appreciative of you joining the show. And one thing I want to do before we continue on our topic for this week is that our thoughts and prayers go to the families and people affected by this freak of a tropical cyclone, depression, storm that happened to pop up along the North Carolina coast just a couple of days ago. There was a lot of people that were left stranded, stuck on one of the major highways where they could not move. A lot of roads were eroded. People were stranded, flooded in, and there's a lot of damage that came from a lot of rain. The Carolina Beach region here got a total of 18 inches of rain in a matter of 12 hours. So there's a lot going on with that. So what we're going to do right now, we're actually going to step away for just a quick second. I have a little bit of technical difficulty, but we will be back shortly with more of the Wellness Check Wednesdays podcast. All right, we are back with the Wellness Check Wednesdays podcast. So we worked out our technical difficulties, and we're going to continue on topic. And we were presented with a very particular topic. And, some of our topics we may revisit, we may reword, but it once again applies to our overall mental health. And so this week we wanted to talk about picking your battles, knowing when and when not to fight. And I mean, a lot of different topics can tie into this, where it comes into how much we're going to deal with a certain thing, knowing when to step away, sometimes setting our boundaries with certain people, be like, hey, you know what? And when it comes to, we talked about the political scene and how that falls into play. Like, hold on, you're flat out wrong about one thing. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation about it. And conversation may turn into a debate. It may turn into an argument. And we try to curtail that sometimes, but sometimes you got to stand 10 toes down on certain things. And certain things that you believe in, like, hey, hold on, you're going too far with it. And I'm not asking anybody for their political affiliation, but I do want to say this real quick. If you absolutely feel the need to make your political affiliation part of who you are and part of like your character, I'll be honest with you. Please leave me the hell alone. That's just coming from me.
Me too.
I don't know how y'all may feel about it. Y'all may want to engage, but if people, if they feel the need to be like, oh yeah, I stand. No. I don't really, it didn't ask. Don't care. So I'm gonna vote for who I vote for. You can vote for who you vote for. I don't need you. First of all, I don't even like them little silly text messages I get from these campaign people out there trying to convince me to send them money. I'm like, hey, send me money and I might vote for the person. That's how you. I mean, that lets me know that you standing on something, that your candidate, as opposed to, man, hello, the amount of money people spend on these campaigns is otherworldly. And I'm like, can we actually just put that back into the communities and rebuild communities and stuff like that with that money, as opposed to a whole bunch of hats and flyers and knocking on people's doors? I'm sorry, my bad.
Yard signs, and also on top of that, be like just to go ahead and close on that topic. Like I told you last week, if you got the name, your fantasy football team, the name of the presidential candidate you don't like what do you what do you what's your deal? What's your gimmick? What gets you off? It's just like, I'm the kind of person, and Brad and you and Beal, I may agree. I'm the kind of person, if I don't like you, I don't deal with you. I don't give you no time. I don't give you no space. I don't give you no energy. And I'm damn sure not name my fantasy football team after you. It's like I said, it's just like, oh, it's just, oh, I just have to let them know. And it just has to be. No, the hell you don't. Name your team the Campbell Ankle Biter Coalition or something.
It, it, it,
It,
it, yeah,
it's childish. It's straight childish, if you ask me.
It is. Truly.
Yeah.
So
I got to let them know. I ain't got to let. What are you trying to prove to me? I don't give a damn. I can give less downer. But go ahead, B. I'm sorry. Let's get to the topic.
That's what I said. I don't want went. I went this far, and I'm like, good Lord, I went out there. I'm supposed to want to keep the train on the tracks, and I went there. But yeah, picking and choosing, picking our battles, knowing when and when not to fight. And I mean, like I said, it goes in every aspect in life. There's going to be somebody that comes across. There's going to be something that comes across where you're just like, all right, do I address this now or do I address this later? Do I let it slide or do I stand on business? Does this situation need me to go off the rails or do I just calmly handle it? Like I'm gonna say this: picking battles also means picking the level that you're going to attack this battle. Like something like when it comes to there's certain things like, okay, I ain't even gonna bother with it because it ain't, it really don't bother me that much. Then there's ones where, all right, dealing with this for a certain amount of time, this situation, this person should know by now. Hey, this is how I stand. And then there's ones where like, all right, you know what? Gloves off. Let's go at it. We didn't dance around this a little too much. Let's address it. And that's not just people. That's even just certain situations in life. Like, hey, try this, won't work. And it was like, I think that was Cat Williams, try this, won't work.
Yeah,
won't work. Like he's like, all right, picking, choosing when to fight, when not to fight. And so I'm going to pass the mic over to my man, Edwin. I know he has a bit of research, I believe, he has for us. And so I'm going to see if I can get it pulled up on our screens as well. Yep, there it is. And let me share something and do something. All right. Ed, the floor is yours.
You almost like Shannon Sharp there. Share something, do something for two something. Anyways, as B Live mentioned, man, when it comes to battles, man, and it's all about picking and choosing, and I had to scour the internet to find this particular article because some says, why you should pick your battles, why you shouldn't pick your battles, and just had a whole lot going on. But I found this one courtesy of LinkedIn. Choosing your battles, a path to personal and professional success. It is written by Sheila Auger. Hopefully, I'm doing your name justice, Miss Sheila. She is a creative disruptor, strategy, impact communications, partnership, stakeholder management, and board member. All right, so it's a pretty official pretty official article. And the beginning, it says, Sheila, choose your battles. You can't argue every little thing. These words echoed in my mind as I sat across it from an older friend turned counselor. You see, at the time, as a hot-tempered woman in her early 20s, starting out her career in finance, I yearned for the strategies on how to confront and defend myself in the workplace. I wanted to learn how to communicate my frustrations effectively and make others understand when they were wrong, because telling people they were wrong meant a lot to me. Wow. In essence, I was speaking passive aggressive tactics. However, what I received was a simple but profound piece of advice that has since transformed my thinking. Choose your battle. So if we just scroll down a little bit, and I'm going to read this one portion here. It says, choosing your battles wisely is an art that involves discernment, the ability to recognize when to confront an issue and when to step back. It's not about dodging all conflicts, but about judiciously allocating your energy, there we go, time, there was the other one, and resources to address only those matters that genuinely matter. And as you see, there's a diagram that she has there, if you see this on online. And let's go ahead, and she has, I think she has, was it five, six, three, like about 5 or 6 reasons why you should pick your battles. All right, let's go ahead and read number one. Have you assessed the battlefield? Ain't never thought about that one. Not every disagreement deserves your full attention. Reflect on the significance of the conflict. Is it a minor issue that might resolve itself over time, or does it touch on a fundamental principle aligned with your core values? Prioritize conflicts based on their potential impact on your life and those around you. All right, that's I understand that. Let's go ahead and scroll down to number two, if we will. Have you considered the consequences? Every once in a while, I hear statements like, I just speak my mind and think about the consequences later. It's who I am. As much as that is a good trait, it is also detrimental to working relationships. Each battle has repercussions, some apparent and others hidden. Consider what might result from addressing the issue. Will it lead to a resolution, or could it escalate to a larger problem? Remember that words are spoken in the heat of the moment can often have lasting effects. Number three, are your emotions in check? My man just bet, Ed, calm down. I ain't coming down for nothing. Emotions can be your allies or your adversaries in choosing battles. Take a breath, assess your emotional state before diving into conflict. Engaging while overwhelmed by anger or frustration can lead to regrettable outcomes. Harness your emotions to fuel productive conversations rather than destructive arguments. 4. Does winning mean what does winning mean in this context? Winning a battle might feel like a rush of victory, but consider whether that triumph aligns with your long-term goals and the collective good. Sometimes surrendering a short-term victory can lead to greater success in the future. The ability to differentiate between instant gratification and long-term gain is a hallmark of choosing your battles wisely. Number 5, is this the right time? Timing is a critical factor in conflict resolution. Waiting for the right moment to address the issue can yield better results. Evaluate whether the current time is optimal, or if more opportune moment might arise in the future. 6, are you being understood? Before jumping into a confrontation, try to open communication. Many conflicts can be resolved through dialogue and understanding, negating the need for a full-scale battle. Fight. Approaching conflicts with empathy and an open heart fosters an environment conducive to finding common ground. It might seem like a lot to consider, but trust me, when I say that mastering the art of choosing your battles is a skill that can save numerous working relationships and friendship, the only battles truly worth fighting for are those that resonate with your values and goals. Instead of expending your energy on the dispute, focus on the conflicts that align with your core beliefs. That not only ensures you stand up for what truly matters, but also contributes to more meaningful dialogue with those around you. Prime example. Even one of our episodes, I'll tell you about a little incident I had at work where one of my big mouth coworkers decided to bury me by telling the shift leader that I didn't do silverware and make herself look good, saying she did do silverware. I molded it for a long time. I'm like, I got to clap back. But I said, no, you got goals, you got things to do. Don't clap back. Don't follow her up. That's how she is. That's what horrible people do when they can't do the right things in order to make themselves look good. So once again, I had to practice, as we say in the church, the spirit of discernment. The spirit of discernment. And as you look at this, and that, as we look at this here, are you being understood? About the timing being right. Is it really worth it? I said to myself, is it really worth it? I'm like, nah, man, I ain't gonna battle. I ain't gonna go back and forth with this girl. I just know that when she's around, keep my head on a swivel. Don't trust her, because if she has the potential to run her mouth and then think everything's cool, and she still don't know to this day I found out. I'm just like, you know what? I really don't have much to say to her, and I don't, and I won't bring it up. But if she do it again, I can't be quite as nice about it, because the first time I let you off, but the second time we got to have a conversation. We got to have a conversation. So it's just, and then also I've been told many times in the past that I avoid conflict, but like I said, I align with the side of picking and choosing my battles. For example, at work, I've had some scheduling issues, and I could go in there and go DEFCON 5 and tear some stuff up, but I'm not gonna do that, because you know what? At any moment, about Ed, we've had enough of your attitude and your temper. Let's go and get you the hell up out of here. Not to mention, they may have a predisposed reason in their head that they might want to get rid of me, but can't find the reason to get rid of me. Then I give them gas upon the fire. Then they say, "Oh, my ass is out with a job." So I think that you have to pick and choose your battles. I think it's important not only in your personal life, but your professional, especially your professional life, because because as they say in the wrestling business, fellas, you'll be deemed difficult to work with or hard to work with, and that follows you wherever you go. With that being said, Brad, I talked a lot. I'm out of breath. What say you?
Oh man, this is a topic that is extremely close to home. Uh, at the previous place I was at, um, I kind of had a lot of this happen for certain things or another early on in the stage of my career. And it was a constant battle to try to get things done for the betterment of my team, because I came from the field. I was a field tech, and seeing how sometimes you work with management and you're trying to get your point across, and you want to pick your battles, as they say. You kind of think about, okay, how is this going to work if I'm on the management side or like near the coordination side? Like, how's this going to work for us? How can I make the team better? So there was this meeting we had. This was about, I want to say this is about 4 years ago. I had this meeting with the team that deals with our documentation, my manager, our director of IT, and a bunch of the area managers that kind of cover all the regions. And I was like, hey guys, there's this idea that I have. I have all the documentation ready. It's good to go. We just need to upload it to our documentation site. And the guy who was over the documentation site team at the time, he kept pushing back every single time. And I'm sitting there trying not to say bad words over this meeting. But I was like, sir, I must ask you, what is your apprehension of, keeping these documents on the site? I was like, do you want our techs to fail? Do you want them to not succeed out in the field? What are your reasons? And he goes off on this whole tangent thing. And then next thing you know, I did not keep number 3 in check. I kind of popped off on the guy during the meeting. And then the director had to step in, and he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, okay. Let's calm down. Let's kind of step back and reassess this stuff, right? So after that meeting was done, everybody's like, dude, you were right, but dang, you should have, kind of calmed down and, thought about, popping off on that guy during the meeting, because now he has more reasons to not do this for you. So kind of fast forward a little bit, the guy ended up getting let go in a layoff. And I asked people again, hey, there's still that issue that we had. Can we get this added? The person was like, sure. I see no problem. And then they got it done within the week.
See?
Yeah.
Oh man, like just that one move,
Yeah. One move, one person. I followed everything to the T. I did my research. stood my ground, kind of got in a verbal battle about it, and everybody was like, "Oh no, what's happening?" One guy called me. He's like, "Dude, I've never heard you mad at anybody." He's like, "I've never heard you get angry at anybody." He's like, I'll know for next time.
Yeah.
So yeah, so once that person was moved out of the picture, I got what I needed done, and the techs were very thankful, and I was very thankful because I was tired of getting phone calls about the same thing every day that could have been on our document page for them to access, review it themselves, and not have to call me or hear my wonderful voice every day. So I
Yeah.
was thankfully that they did that for me. So yeah, that's one of those things that I wish people understood in the workplace, that there's always a reason that somebody's asking for something, and if they're really pushing for it for the betterment of a team, you might want to consider it.
I myself, when it comes to picking and choosing my battles, it's definitely an internal struggle with me because I spend the majority of my time making sure that I'm in the right. Whenever it comes to business decisions, whenever it comes to like I says, decisions in general, I spend so much time analyzing before I actually do something. And I don't know if that's just over the course of time, just my own confidence within myself, or just seeing I guess it also comes from where you see where some people just live with a certain disregard to basics. And
Mhm.
so they're fly by night. They think what they just saw 5 minutes ago from this is now their. First of all, too many people think their opinion is deemed as fact. I wish we could stop that immediately. Just be,
Ugh.
just because it's a thought that you had does not make it a fact. You can have an opinion on a certain matter, and 9 times out of 10, nobody wants to hear your opinion, but you.
Yeah.
It's like so I deal with that sometimes on a creative spectrum, and I'm like, hold on, let's stay on track. I could tell you right now that you want to take it somewhere that we shouldn't take it. Let's stay on task. I know you got a bunch of things that you want to get off your chest. Sometimes I'm not a sounding board. As much as people want to think, sometimes there's times and places for all kinds of different things. So,
Mhm.
but I spend half of my time just making sure, okay, all right, all right. Am I in the wrong? Am I seeing this situation wrong? Did this person even address me properly? And am I the ornery old man that doesn't want anybody to bother him at times? Am
Get
I
off my lawn.
am I being that person sometimes? So I spend so much time over analyzing certain things. So stuff that is bothering me, the battles that I should attack, I don't because I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like going down this road right now, which I sometimes I need to.
Mhm.
So I find myself fighting battles at the wrong time because I didn't let stuff slide too long. And then sometimes it just comes out at a burst of emotion. I won't say rage because I try to, like, I think I have a good handle for the most part. But every
Mhm.
now and again, I have to remind people, hey, yo, hold on. You're doing too much,
Mhm.
talking to me sideways. Let's let me put a stop to this immediately. Cause
Yeah.
like my moral compass, my ability to deal with more than others, like I don't let only certain things allow me to fly off the handle.
Mhm.
And it usually comes to disrespect. You can be wrong about a lot of things, and I'll just allow you to be wrong. I'm like, you know what? That doesn't affect me that much. And then I think about it, I'm like, are you even going to listen to me when I approach you with actual facts? And then when it's no, I'm like, well, then I'll keep it moving. You were determined to be wrong. And then I think of the times that, am I actually wrong in this? And then I do my double back on my research. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure. Oh, like I got the facts in front of me.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, I'm trying more and more to regain some of the confidence I've lost in myself. And then at the same time, I also sometimes with that lack of confidence, I double up on research just to make sure that I'm not misleading someone else in anything that I say or decisions that I make and stuff like that. So that's where picking and choosing my battles is an internal struggle with myself, because I know there's certain things I need to go ahead and address immediately. But I just like, you know what? I may not be in the right mindset, the right mood to even go after this situation right now. And then I'm like, all right, nope, not feeling it. Nope, not feeling it. Nope, not feeling it. Nope, not feeling it. Ah! And then,
Yeah.
So I know I need to work better on that. So like that's why I've honestly been just sitting back and listening, because I be trying to learn what it is or what it do. So
Yeah. I'm quite the same. In a way, I'm people, like I said, it's been told that I avoid conflict. But but two things. I don't want to be a pushover, and I don't want you coming over here on some BS think you got an easy win.
right.
Because it ain't gonna happen. And sometimes, I don't really confront my guests, but like, I'm no short on time. But a few weeks ago, this woman was being like extra at the table. She just had like her menu was in front of her, and she was on home. She said, "What kind of cocktails do you have?" And had this really just funny accent or whatever. Not, I ain't trying to be racist or nothing, but she was speaking real funny. I was like, so I looked at her. I opened up another menu and gave her the book. I'm like, ma'am, I'm going to do my job, but I'm not going to hand and foot you. I'm not going to feed you. I'm not, no. Put your phone down, open that freaking menu, look at the cocktails. And then when I ask her what she wanted in a particular dish, she's like, what? And I just made a decision. Okay, we're getting chicken in it. And it was, yeah, she just kept on being extra, man. And yeah, I was like, ma'am, do you want it with or without chicken? What? With or without chicken? What? With chicken? What? It comes with bacon.
Oh boy.
Back in my head, I was like, well, chicken it is. And I kept going around everything. And then like towards the end, she was trying to be funny and all that. She was like, I got charged for 2 cheesecakes. I don't have 2 cheesecakes. And I pointed at her son. The boy was already damn elbow deep in another cheesecake. And I just kind of walked off and shook my head. Well, I heard her say, shit. I'm sorry, ma'am. It's like this. You was fine, you was cute, but if you call that flirting, pardon my French, I don't know what the fuck that was.
Oh, man.
Wow.
The service industry, that's a whole nother beast within itself, picking and choosing our battles. I appreciate you both, Brad, Edwin, Kevin, in your absence. This is the Wellness Check Wednesdays podcast. Each and every Wednesday, each and every day, we encourage everyone to let's
check in. And open the menu and read the doggone menu.
Read
it. Wrong with you? What kind of cocktails do you have? Read the damn menu, Sally.
Thank you for listening to the Wellness Check Wednesdays podcast. Please join us every week, Wednesdays on Zoom at 6 p.m. and join our Facebook group for updates and to participate. We care about your mental health, so let's check in.